once again, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you've all been having a good week. For this week's video, I thought I would share some old footage that I found. I've had a lot of asks and questions and requests and things since I started posting videos here on YouTube again about the illustration that's shown in my little intro video, and this is it. I did not think that I had the footage for this video because I don't remember filming it, but apparently I did, and I found it on an old SD card when I was looking for something else a couple days ago. And since a lot of people have been asking me about it, I thought I would share it with you guys. This little illustration was sort of an experiment that I did probably a couple million months ago. This was the first page that I did in my Canson XL Mixed Media sketchbook. I wanted to test out the paper to see how well it handled watercolors, and I had never used these liquid watercolors before and thought it would be a good opportunity to test them out. The watercolors I'm using are the Royal Talens Ecoline Liquid Watercolors. I know they're super popular and a lot of people have tried them out, but this was my first time trying them out. I got them right when Blick started selling them, so at the time that I was using them I hadn't really seen very many people use them. But they're pretty popular, and there's a reason why they're pretty popular, because they are quite nice. As I said, I wanted to see how well this sketchbook could handle heavy washes, because it says it's a mixed media sketchbook and that it can take watercolor, and I kind of wanted to test out to see how well that would work. And it worked pretty well. The paper didn't like pucker or buckle or anything like that, and I didn't clip it down or anything when I was working on this. I just sort of like went at it with as much water as I felt like I needed to put on, and it performed pretty well. I liked the way the colors looked and how they flowed on the paper, which was really nice since it's not technically watercolor paper, but it worked pretty well. So if you're in the market, I guess, for a sketchbook where you could do like watercolor sketches or something like this and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I definitely recommend the Canson XL Mixed Media sketchbook because it works pretty well for watercolors. So the majority of this little sketch was done with the Ecoline watercolors. The skin tones were done with a mix of different brands of watercolors that I made. I have a skin tone palette that I kind of set up with different brands of watercolors for skin tones that I liked, so that's what I used for the quick little skin tones on this little painting. And then the teals are all the Ecoline watercolors, and they are extremely vibrant. I'm sure you can kind of tell by now. That's one of the things that I was really surprised about, because I've used a lot of different brands of watercolors, but these watercolors are so pigmented and so vibrant, and such a tiny bit of product goes such a long way. They're definitely a good watercolor, I think, that if you're on a budget, they would be good to have because they'll last forever. I don't think I'll ever use an entire bottle of one of these. A little bit goes a really long way, so I put a bunch of the product into like one of those little flower watercolor palettes just to kind of see how much I would need, and I ended up putting most of it back. I probably needed like a drop of each of these colors to get as much paint as I put on here. So that's a nice thing about them, probably one of my favorite things about them, and the fact that they're super pigmented. I'm using the Finetec Mica pigments, the pretty ones, again, just to add a little bit of gold. I kind of was going for like a geode kind of stone look when I was painting this, and I thought adding a little bit of the gold and the silver would look really cool with it, and I was actually very pleased with how this little illustration came out. It's a little bit different for me, but I quite like it a lot. And I guess that is all I have time for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give me a like, it really helps support my channel, and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye!